Hi, this is Chuck Oliver. Welcome to this week's Hidden Wealth Solution Review. Well, I want to talk to you, boomers and retirees, about how to protect your serious retirement savings from risk. And risk, I'm writing about in one of my new books, is an acronym for Retirement Investing Strategy Knowledge, right? Learning the strategies around how to invest to protect yourself. And having that knowledge, right, as we know, knowledge is power, is key in having the most optimal retirement that you can have. And I've found from writing books and working with boomers and retirees now for over 2 decades, what are the biggest things that trip up retirees? What are the biggest things that prevent boomers from retiring sooner? In other words, what are the biggest traps and pitfalls and things that can be avoided that in return save, right, retirees from risk? So whether you're trying to get to retirement or better through retirement, retirement investing strategy knowledge is key. I talk about it on the radio. I'll give you a couple examples of Sam and Leanne, and then I'll talk to you about Bob and Hillary. So Sam and Leanne, really neat couple. They want to move out of, let's call it a blue state, and they want to get into a no income tax state, and they want to retire. He wants to retire. He met with another financial group, and they said, you know, he's going to have to do this, that, and work till 75, etc. Well, we were able to show them, because their biggest scare were taxes, because they'd saved, just like most of us, unfortunately, boomers and retirees we meet, have saved in pre-tax or tax-deferred accounts. Well, every dollar that comes out, Uncle Sam gets his cut first, and what the government's trying to change, folks, to pay for all this proposed spending are the tax rules, one of which is not being able to do a Roth conversion because of a certain income limitation, right? Or income level, so to speak. And that was the case prior to 2010. If you made too much income, you couldn't convert, not just not contribute, couldn't convert. Well, we took advantage of a little known tax deduction I'll talk about on Tuesday at retirementprotected.com, and a strategy that we were able to use 2 tax-free strategies. One was this deduction to help them Roth convert some of her IRA money. On top of that, help to get rid of this inherited IRA distribution she has to start taking, which is going to push them into a higher paying taxes in a higher bracket. And we did that with the deduction to cover the tax so they didn't have to pay the tax out of their physical pocket. That's one. Secondly, in part of that number one, part 2 of one, we'll call it, was that we created a tax-free lifetime income, not only tax-free to them, that also won't tax them on a federal level, a state level, a Social Security level, a Medicare level, or an inheritance level, but we also enabled that to have only upside, no downside. So if the market takes a hit or takes a tumble, there's no downside to that. And that particular account, to give you an example, is up over 8% year to date, and over the last 2 years has done over 12%. Over the last 10 years, it's averaged over 8%, taking no downside risk. Now, future results are no guarantee of prior performance, but when we can eliminate one guarantee that you can't lose, that's a big benefit because of this market being all over the place, but also the taxes, which they're about to go all over the place too. But the second thing we're able to do is we're able to actually help them use what we call the Roth Alternative. I'll be teaching at retirementprotected.com. That's retirementprotected.com, where we use some of their savings that they have as cash flow while they're still working, even though we're helping them retire sooner, to be able to put into something that becomes tax deferred, but gives them tax-free exposure, right? So they can be pulling money from this account tax-free like a Roth, but it's an alternative to a Roth, but also leave the money without tax, and it also doesn't tax them on a federal, state, Social Security, Medicare, or inheritance level, especially with this money they want to have earmarked to their 4 children. Folks, you work hard for your money. I'll talk about Bob and Hillary another time, but they were able to accomplish quite a few of the same and similar strategies by becoming very knowledgeable about retirement risk, retirement, right, investing strategy knowledge. And I'll teach you that this Tuesday. Look, you work hard for your money. Let's get to work. Retirementprotected.com, retirementprotected.com. Imagine more financial success, less stress, less worry, less tax, more income with less tax, and without the volatility. Retirementprotected.com, retirementprotected.com.